Hey guys, I want to take a few minutes today and talk about a growth environment. What is a growth environment? Well, I can tell you what a growth environment is not. You can tell that you're not in a growth environment when nobody is encouraging or supporting you to grow. So, the opposite must be true for a growth environment, right? So, if you find yourself, maybe at home, people either say, yeah, you should get educated, you should take that course, you should read that book, you should take that time out of your life and do something productive. That's a growth environment. People who discourage you from growth are holding you back. It's really quite simple. And you can also cultivate a growth environment within your own mind. There's a real estate in here, that 6 inches between your ears. That, first and foremost, must be a growth environment. Because much as your environment will influence you, how you speak to yourself and the thoughts that you dwell on are going to be a lot more. You can overcome external obstacles, but if you stand in your own way by not acting, or by deliberately not acting, or deliberately choosing to go the opposite or wrong way, then you've chosen not to have a growth environment within your head, in your mind. So, step one, speak positively to yourself. Speak to yourself like you would speak to your little brother who you love, right? Or your best friend, or someone that you cherish, right? Speak that way to yourself in your mind. It will pay dividends over time. So applying that to the external world, well, for starters, the way you treat yourself, people pick up on that subconsciously, and you get what you tolerate, right? Now, it's a generalization. Sometimes you're going to be in a situation and some people are just unhappy people and they want everyone else to be unhappy too. So, bear that in mind. It doesn't disqualify any of these statements, but definitely that's not the environment you want to be in. So if you find yourself in a environment where growth is discouraged, you can try to counter that by finding ways to encourage and nurture growth. So starting in your own mind, let that radiate outwards and influence the people around you. You can expect the people around you to do better by caring for them and encouraging them and holding them to, kindly holding them to standards, right? That is friendship. And you can do that for anyone. You can do it for anyone at all. It doesn't have to be someone you even know well. You can just, somebody at the store calls himself a name, just tell them, don't talk to yourself that way, right? You deserve better, right? And that is a little glimpse into a growth environment for that person. Just you walking through, you're improving that situation. If you're in a workplace and you're trying to be a positive force and it is not a growth environment, but you want to be in a growth environment, I mean, you want to grow and improve and achieve something, then you really try to influence the environment while you're looking to leave. If you're in a position where you can just leave and you have other options, just do it. Life's too short. But if you kind of have to be there for a bit, do your best to be a positive force. Improve and change what you can, but maintain that positive growth environment within your mind. And then if you have to leave, do what you got to do, right? But once you find yourself in a growth environment, however you got there, whether you created it from scratch or whether you discovered it, you need to appreciate the heck out of that, capitalize on it. And here's the funny thing. Here's an example. Imagine, this is one of those I know a guy who kind of stories, or I have a friend who would go into work early and stay late. And during that time and on his breaks, he would go around and learn what he could from the senior guys, ask questions, help out. And for a time, about 3 years actually, that was very well received, even though in that environment it was actually discouraged. The more experienced guys, most of them, were very receptive